And what I thought is that some of the earlier speaker came over here, shared a fantastic insight about the business. Some of them actually passed on social messaging to all of us, and some of them actually talked about entrepreneurship, right? So Microsoft, I won't have a luxury to talk something other than the slides that we have, right? And but however, I will try and make it more interesting by coming over here and talking to you along, trying to see how best I can share with you the potential opportunities that is available for all of us in SMB. Incidentally, I had this session 2 days back over here in a similar hall with some of your partners, right? Involved. Okay, by the time it comes in. As we go into the market, I'm sure all of you, when you meet your customers, right? Specifically small and medium business customers, would like to understand how is small and medium business organizations are doing right now, right? New technologies are coming up every day. Technology is growing very rapidly. We talked about cybercrime. We are coming to here. There's so many technological changes just happening everywhere, right? Let's look at a lot of applications, right? Each one of you are jumping on mobiles, and I saw a lot of applications. Some of them are playing, what is that called as software. Right? Every day some of the applications which is coming. I saw some of them over here doing it right now. Okay. So there are some applications which is coming every day, right? There are some services that you guys are involved to develop those applications, right? And there are some of the latest devices which is coming up, right? Who thought that we will play on something called as pad, right? It is supposed to be a game player, right? Earlier I saw some Sony PlayStation. That was my thought of something which can be playing for games. Right? Today we have just mobiles and everything. So technology is changing a lot. From your perspective, from a partner perspective, from our perspective, does it really matters to us? Is it SMB, the small and medium business customer, are they adopting this technology? Are they using this technology? Right? And if they are using this technology, is SMB growing by using this technology? Is technology adoption helping them grow their own organization? Because if these organizations grow, then is the only time then all of you will have a business, right? We will be able to sell more. We'll be able to sell more applications. We'll be able to develop more applications for them. Right? We'll be able to help ease the process for them, right? I'm going to share what Microsoft did is that we did a survey. Can you guys see this? Right? Set is much better here. Microsoft did a survey, okay, and they had an agency called as a motion consulting firm. Okay. And I'm going to share a very, very interesting data which will help you when you go tomorrow and reach out to your set of small and medium business customers, right? This survey talks about Motion Consulting Group. They cover up a lot of various kind of small and medium enterprises. Okay? And they categorize this customer into 3 categories. One is called as something called as a tech leaders. Somebody who has adopted, who leads in adoption of technology. And as soon as new technology comes in, they would like to implement and ease the process, they would like to improve the productivity of the customer. Right? Those are called as tech leaders with them. So I'm going to use this technology again and again. Okay? This is called as a tech leaders, someone who adopts, who leads in adoption of IT technology. That's the first category of the customer. Second category of the customer is moderate customers. That means till the time they're pushed, they will not adopt. If they're pushed, they will start adopting. And third are laggards, right? Very low adoption of IT technology. Okay. So among this 3 category of the small and medium enterprises, the results showed, the survey results showed that SMB, the tech leaders who adopt IT technology or a new technology, they far outperform their peers. They are going far better than their peers. So tomorrow, if you go to the market and talk to your customer and they say IT is a burden, no, it's not a burden. That's what I'm going to share some more data on this. Okay? Just imagine about 15% of the laggards, which is low adoption customers, and 30% of moderate adoption customers, they all tend to become tech leaders. That means they start adopting IT, right? So what happens is that this will generate about 770 billion of revenue and about 6.2 million of jobs. That's a contribution to the economy of the country. right? This is, by the way, is for the 5 surveyed countries. Look at the figures for India. It can help generate about $56 billion in revenue and about 1.1 billion jobs. This is a huge value, right? This is not a small value. SMB cannot ignore this value. By the way, this is only 22% of the GDP. That means there's a huge scope of growth for all of us. Let's look at another slide, talking about more specifically on IT industry perspective, right? What's the contribution of IT? We know that India has a huge talent of IT, not only for our Indian own domestic purpose, but also to a lot of export of IT, right? And that export, the contribution that Indian IT industry does for overall contribution of the country is about 25% of the total exports. This contributes to about direct employment of about 2.8 billion and 8.9 billion jobs, right? This is approximately a business of about $100 billion. That's what is Indian IT industry is, and that is only growing. The future is that it's only growing, right? Let me explain you this slide, a very, very interesting slide. Zenome Consulting. This slide is from Zenome Consulting. Okay, this talks about small and medium customers and the different processes that happens in any organization, right? Every organization has something called as finance, something called as accounting, something called as your cost management, something called as HR, and all these different processes. All your customer goes through this process. This chart talks about, on the top side, is technology adoption of these processes by small and medium enterprises, right? And the second half of the chart talks about these processes are still being catered by pen and paper, okay, or it has been outsourced by third party. Let's look at the best example I would say is accounting. One of the most important application or business process for any organization, for all of you also, right? And I'm sure in this company, in this hall itself, 90% of the people are using technology for accounting purpose, to do an accounting. Only 1% in India is using through pen and paper. The 9% is through outsourcing. 90% of your customers are started adopting technology to address accounting. Look at the order processing. 77% of your customers are started using technology. There is a potential for all of you. There's a huge potential for all of you to go and talk about, you have to develop services around this, right? You have to develop services around this application, right? These processes, because this is going to be adopted by IT. Of course, since from Microsoft, the research talked about Microsoft products and services are the number one choice of fast-growing small and medium business customers. 95% of the tech leaders, that means companies who adopt technology faster, okay, these are the companies who use Microsoft product. 95% of them, they use Microsoft Office, right? 80% of small and medium business use Microsoft Office, even if it's a moderate customer, adoption customer, or an account. There's a huge potential for all of us to go and start selling Microsoft Office. Skype is an instant messaging solution for our site. There is hour by hour, day by day, this is growing big time for Microsoft. Customers, small and medium enterprises are using this to collaborate with their customers, their own customers. They are using Skype to collaborate with their own different branches across India. Look at the last number, which talks about early SMB adopters of Microsoft Cloud services. Small and medium organizations who have started adopting cloud, right? They are growing 2 times more than their peers or somebody who has not adopted the cloud. From talking about applications, again, if you talk about 5 out of 8 applications in an emerging country, okay, like India, 5 out of 8 applications which SMB feels are critical to their business are from Microsoft. It's a huge opportunity for all of us here to go and sell Microsoft. So what's driving this pace of change? The conjuration of ideas, you heard a little bit about it earlier. Conjuration of ideas happening along with the continuous connectivity of the cloud. These two combinations, one talking about the proliferation of the devices, and second talking about continuous availability of the data. Right? This is what has changed the people's expectation of the overall technology itself. Today, we would like to have the rich feature of the services on our mobile. We would like to have a longer battery life, right? I'm sure all of you will agree that over several years, the consumer who has become the most influential person to decide how technology will evolve, right? This trend started through consumers, but today, inevitably it has reached out to small and medium enterprises, even to the large customers also. They also started to the BYOD, right? They started using devices in their organization. It's actually not the technology, it's actually the behavior which is driving this change, right? These are the 4 mega trends, specifically in small and medium enterprises, which is going to dominate the next decade: mobility, social, cloud, and big data. By the way, all these 4 trends are happening simultaneously, and they are well interconnected. Unlike the major shift in the technology earlier, where one of the trends was predominant, here all these 4 changes are happening simultaneously. So any of the organization, any small, medium organization, they need to actually take all these 4 together. They cannot ignore one another, right? Mobility. The more we have access to different form factors of devices, right? We are becoming more mobile, right? Our way of doing work has changed. Our way of playing has changed, right? Earlier we used to go out and play. Today we are playing everything already through the mobile. Right? Social. The more the technology becomes immersive, right? We would like the technology to help us collaborate with our customers, with our friends, with our relatives. We would like to be in touch with them. That's what social, right? Cloud changed the complete paradigm of the technology, right? Because of its constant availability. It's giving you a continuous availability 24/7, right? Big data, it's been there for quite some time. Big data has been there for quite some time, for the last about 5 or 6 years it's been there, right? And what's happening there is that because of so many devices, everyone, each one of us are using it either for downloading videos or for interacting with the information that is available with so many devices that's available, which is resulting into an explosion of the data. And each of the organizations, your customer, need to actually get into the business insight of this data. That is what is going to play a bigger role. These 4 are the most important factor for the next decade, which is going to work in the technology. I'm going to share some of the results here. A customer who is specifically a cloud-oriented customers, Microsoft is changing, is transforming completely into device and services. What is the result of it? Cloud-oriented customers are outperforming 1.6 times in their profitability. 1.6 times, right? 2.4 times they are able to acquire new customers who are using cloud, right? And look at the worker productivity, which is very, very important factor because that helps you reduce the cost of operation, which is 1.9 times per employee. Customers use cloud. These are the offerings from Microsoft in the cloud. Okay, I'm not going to go in detail about this, but just going to cover 2 things. We are there available from a cloud side, from a public cloud as well as from a private cloud perspective. We also are there in the hybrid perspective. From a cloud solutions, we have productivity and collaboration. The Office 365 is a huge tool for us. I will show a fantastic video when I leave here. Solutions and infrastructure platform. These are the 3 areas where Microsoft has a presence, both in the cloud, both in the private as well as on the public cloud. That's from my side. Thanks a lot. I'm available here after this session. Thanks a lot for having me over here. I'm going to